What is going on YouTube? Heroes Gaming here, coming at you guys with another video. And in today's video we are going to be going over how to upgrade your player and the settings that you should be using when it comes to Road to the Show. And sometimes some of these settings are just particular to how you play and what would make you a better baseball player. So you might use some of these settings, you might not, but I'm still going to go through and show you some of the settings that could help you be a better baseball player. The first thing we want to look at when it comes to upgrading our player is what archetype or what attribute are you focusing on with your baseball player? Is it power, contact, or fielding? This is going to let you know what main attribute your player is going to be good at. So in this video, we're going to be talking about power. Okay, so you went with the power archetype. You went through the scout day. You went through all of that, and then you got drafted, and then now you're on the double 18. So what you can do now, once you're on the main screen, is go over to where it says your player's name and his overall. And you can do this before you get drafted and everything, but you know, a lot of people don't know where to go to upgrade their player. So I'm just going to start when we're already in the league. So you want to go over there to where it says your player's name, and now it says skill set, and you want to click on your skill set, and you want to click on change skill set. This is where it shows you all the three different archetypes you can choose from that has power-based focus attributes. So you have the sparking slugger that's focused on power, arm, and contact. And then you have the slick slugger that's focused on power, arm, fielding, and reaction. And then the speedy slugger that's focused on power, arm, speed, and steal. Now you see what all of them are focused on is power. That's because you clicked on the power archetype first. So each one of these is going to be focused on power, and then the secondary is going to be focused on either fielding, speed, or contact. So you choose one of these that you want to work with, and then once you do that, once you chose one of those to work with, you want to back out. And then all the way over to the right, you're going to see tasks and rewards. So you want to click on that. And we're going to focus on a couple of things on this screen. On the top left, where it says 52 earned, that is keeping track of all the little stars that you've earned when it comes to this program. You want to get to 100. That is going to bring you to the silver version of whatever archetype that you're working on. So if we go back here, we see all of these are bronze. What we're trying to do is work on the silver version of these archetypes. And how do we get to the silver version? Well, if you go down and you see bronze power task and you click X on that, these are all the little things that they want you to do in game that's going to help you get these little rewards that you see on the right hand side. So you're going to get 3 little stars for every one of these that you do. And don't worry, because they all repeat. They're all repeatable. So once you get 20 putouts, it's gonna start over at 0. And once you complete all of these and you get to 100, then you're going to be able to get the silver version of this skill set that you're working on. And that in turn is going to upgrade your player. So let's say right now I'm a 67 overall. Once I get to the silver version of this archetype, my overall might go up to 75 or 76. So that's why it's very important to make sure that you're clicking back over here and seeing your progress on this program here, because that in turn is going to help boost your players overall the quickest. Another thing that we can look at is the perks. You also get these perks while you're working on these tasks over here. So see, there's a dynamic perk there, there's a perk here, and a perk there. So you get the perks as you're working through these archetypes, and then you get to add them to this little section here. And you see that they have the locks on these. So once you upgrade your player's program, eventually they will be unlocked, and then you'll be able to fill up all four of these little spots here. And another thing that you want to pay attention to when you're using these perks, you don't want to use the perks like green light, lead off magic, and anything like that. Why? Because they're not giving you attribute boost. As you can see, the contact 2 gives me +2 in contact left, right, and +3 vision. Green light doesn't give you anything. So you want to make sure that you're using the perks that give you the boost in your attributes. Another thing you can do to boost your attributes even more is your equipment. Make sure you're using the equipment that gives you the best version of those attributes. As you can see here, I got quite a few equipment put on my player. So those are the things that's going to help you upgrade your player the fastest. So I hope I was able to explain that without making it sound confusing. I'm just going to go over it briefly to make sure you guys understand. So you pick your archetype in the beginning, power, contact, or fielding, and then you start out with the bronze version. So you're working on the bronze version to get to the silver version. Once you get to the silver version, you're going to work on that to get to the gold version. Once you have the gold version, you're going to work on that program to get to the diamond version. And then once you get to the diamond version, you're pretty much maxed out as far as overall. Well, you're not really maxed out, but at that point, you're going to be finished working on the programs, and then you're just going to be doing the little things in game to upgrade speed, contact, and whatever. And when it comes to perks and equipment, let's say you have the power archetype and you're lacking in speed or defense or contact. What I like to do is I like to focus my perks on whatever I'm lacking in the other attributes. Let's say I need more speed because I'm not fast enough. So most of these for me are going to be speed, like speed 2, speed 3, and speed 4. So that's going to help me catch up in the other categories that I don't have that much attributes in. So I hope that part of upgrading your player was enough so you guys can understand, okay, this is what I need to do going forward. The next thing we're going to be talking about in this video is settings and what settings should I be using in Road to the Show. Now, this is going to be different for everybody. This is not a universal thing to just, hey, everybody should be using these settings. No, it's how you play the game is pretty much how the settings are going to be going in Road to the Show. But a lot of people have asked me what settings do I use and what camera angles do I use for Road to the Show. So I'm going to be going over that in this video. So in the difficulty tab, and we're going to be talking about hitting difficulty and pitching difficulty. A lot of people don't know that the dynamic difficulty is the best difficulty to use when it comes to Road to the Show, probably even franchise too. What dynamic difficulty is is the difficulty is tailored to how good you are in the game. It starts you out at beginner, and the better you do in the game, it moves up to amateur, and the more hits and the more home runs you hit, it moves you up to the next difficulty, which is minors. And you keep doing good, it moves you up to rookie, and then it moves you up to veteran, all-star, Hall of Fame, legend, so on. So the better you're doing in the game, the higher is going to boost your difficulty. And let's say you get to a difficulty where you're at Hall of Fame and you're kind of struggling and you're striking out and you're hitting into double plays. Well, what dynamic difficulty is going to do is going to lower that difficulty. It's going to say, oh, he's not doing so well right now, so we have to lower his difficulty so he can get back onto the right path of doing good. So that's what dynamic difficulty is. The better you do in the game, the higher the game is going to raise the difficulty. But when you start struggling, it's going to lower that difficulty. Now, we're going to back out of here real quick, and we're going to go to sliders, because dynamic difficulty has a sensitivity slider. So let's say you're doing really good and the difficulty is going up, but let's say the difficulty is going up too fast. So what I like to do is I like to move that dynamic difficulty sensitivity 2 notches to the left. This means that, yes, I'm doing good, I'm hitting home runs, but the difficulty is not going up as fast as I want it to, and that's good. You know, it's taking its time. The difficulty is taking its time going up, so because I'm still getting used to the game. So I don't want the difficulty to go up really quickly because I'm still getting used to the game, how the game works, the swinging, the timing, and all of that. As of right now, I'm in double A and I'm on all-star difficulty, and it's been stuck there for a while now, and I'm having good games. I'm a 67 overall. I'm having good games. I'm still hitting home runs, but there are some games where I'm going 1 for 4 or 0 for 4, or I'm popping out a lot. So the difficulty is staying in that area because it knows that, yes, I'm doing good, but at the same time, I'm not always doing good. So that is, to me, the most important setting in the game. So, and that goes same thing for pitching. I have not done a pitching road to the show, but same thing for pitching. Now, we're going to go over to rules. We're still in general, but we're going to move over to rules. Umpire accuracy. I always have this on perfect. That is because I've seen a lot of people play road to the show or franchise, and when the AI pitcher throws the ball and it's clearly a ball and not a strike, the umpire is going to call that a strike. And I see people get frustrated and they don't know why. That is because their setting is probably on personalized or average. It's probably on personalized. That means that depending on what umpire is calling the game, his strike zone may be really, really small, or his strike zone may be really, really big. I like it on perfect because that means every strike is a strike and every ball is a ball. There's no ends, there's no buts, there's nothing. I'm not questioning anything. That is also very important when it comes to settings. Always have your umpire accuracy on perfect. Now, this is really how you guys want to play Road to the Show. If you, a lot of people don't like base running, so you can turn that to none. If you don't like base running at all, you can turn that to none. If you like to be on base, and let's say you're at bat and nobody is on base, and then you get on base, This means open base. So you're on base and none of your teammates are on base in front of you. You're the leadoff baseman. That's what that means. And base running opportunities means you're only going to be shown on base whenever your teammates are at bat, and the next pitch something is going to happen. You're not going to be sitting on base waiting for something to happen. I like it on all because I want to be able to have a chance to steal a base. And player lock CPU teammate batting, this just means when you're on base, either you're going to see all of your teammates pitch at bats, or you're going to be seeing half. So that's what that means. Player lock fielding opportunities. This just means when you're on defense, do you want to be able to have all of the opportunities on defense, or none, or just the ones that impact you? I like it on all. Well, the impact is just like, actually, I really don't know what the impact one is. I really don't know. I've never seen this tab before. That's something new. I'll probably have to come back to that one. But I like mine on all. So we're going to move over to control on offense. And this also is just tailored to what you like to play in the game. My base running I like for buttons because it's very, very simple. I advance with R1, R2, and this is for like franchise Diamond Dynasty when you're controlling the CPU players and all that stuff. So it's not really road to the show type deal. So that's what that is. Swing input, buttons, always buttons for me. Hitting interface, I am a directional hitter. That is how I play the game. Road to the show, franchise, Diamond Dynasty, that is me. I don't do timing, I don't do zone, I do directional hitting. It is the most easiest way for me to play the game. I can just hit one button and I'm good. And when it comes to directional hitting, I don't use contact and I don't use power swings. I only use X for normal swings. And then, of course, I'm not using PCI, so all of that is off. And I have guest pitch, and vibrations off. Control defense. I don't pitch, so I can't really tell you what I use here. But when it comes to Diamond Dynasty or franchise, I use classic pitching. And then we're going to go over to player lock. Showtime, I've always used this because it kind of like slows down the game a little bit, and you just tap whatever button you want to throw the base to. Now, player lock throw mapping. This is technically how you see the field when you're on defense. So I'm a third baseman. I like first base to be not X. I like my first base to be square, and I like my second base to be X, and then I like my third base to be circle, and then home base to be triangle. That's how I like to see my. That's how I like my button mapping, and that's pretty much what that is. And then you can do standard, and you're just gonna change it up. This is pretty much how you like your buttons to be mapped out on defense, and you know what you're used to throwing to the bases. And then base running interface, buttons. Buttons is the most easiest option to pick here because you advance with L2 and you return with R2. That's pretty much it. No confusion with that, with base running. Camera. We're going to get back to this one. Display. I like to have my dynamic difficulty updates on progress. So let's say whenever the difficulty changes, it's going to show you. Say, hey, you are now at Hall of Fame difficulty. That's pretty much what that is. Strike zone I like to have on. Hot zones on. And then I have not messed with any of these, at least yet. But these are just all preference to what you like to see when you're playing the game. So that is it as far as the settings. And we're going to be moving over to the camera settings now. When it comes to what type of camera I use a custom camera. So there's plenty of camera options here for you to use, but none of these are what I like to use. So what I do is I go all the way over to custom, and you can use any of these custom ones, but I use custom and then I go to edit camera. That way I can, tailor this to however I want. I can go up and down, I can zoom, and I zoom in all the way in, and then I'll move it down slightly, just a little bit. You don't want to move it all the way down, but you want to move it slightly. And then that's pretty much all I do for my camera. And then I hit save. And I don't know. So yeah, so this is a little bit different than mine because I use C1 Catcher. It's just pretty much custom one. And you can just tailor this to how you want to play in the game. And sometimes I'll pick it and then I'll back out and then I'll do an at bat. And then I'm like, okay, this needs to be lowered down just a little bit, or this just need to be high just a little bit. And then, I'll edit it some more and then I'll go back in the game and then I'll be like, okay, I like that. And then that's what camera I use. I just go to custom, I go to edit camera, and I just play with it. I move it around, tailor to how I want to use it in the game. So that is what camera I used and Road to the Show. Okay, so we went over archetypes, how to upgrade your player, settings, and your camera. If there's anything else you guys have questions about, just put them down in the comment section and I will reply back as quickly as possible. I get all my updates on my phone. I see them pop up, so within 2 minutes I'm always replying to people. So if there's anything else, just put it down in the comment section. Thank you all for watching, and I hope you guys have a good day.